Hi there. How's everyone doing? Hope you're all doing well. I wanted to. I don't know how this is going to go. I don't know if it's just going to be a collective reading for the week, but I didn't. I was asked to hold off on the video regarding the Uranus transit from Taurus into Gemini, so we're going to touch onto that right now. Um, and then I guess I'm gonna see where Spirit wants me to go with it. Uh, yeah, I've got a lot of different things, so I don't know if it's gonna be a collective reading or if I'm gonna go through each zodiac. By time you see this, you'll know exactly. But right now, in the moment, I have no idea what I'm gonna be doing. So I'm just gonna be reading from my notes right now. So Uranus in Taurus was 2018 to 2026 to this year. He just moved out of Taurus on Saturday the 25th. I'm recording this on Monday the 27th of April 2026. So I've got some things that I researched regarding the transit, and then channeled messages, quick little blurbs from my higher self about the transits. And so Uranus and Taurus, the battle for embodiment is how I was feeling this, where we as a collective was encouraged to align with our physical lives and our possessions with our higher authentic values. What fits for me, what doesn't fit for me, what will I tolerate, what will I not tolerate, that kind of thing. It was for my higher guides, it was the work smarter, not harder phase. It's where we were learning that we didn't have to, nose to the grindstone just to survive or even to thrive on this planet. It was a time of reevaluating. I can't even speak today. Self worth for most, and finding self worth for the for the first time for others. Now, from self worth to mental wealth is how we're moving now. Now that Uranus is in Gemini, we'll be in Gemini until May 22nd of 2033. So Uranus has 7-ish, occasionally an 8-year cycle. Um, Uranus and Gemini will be liberating our minds. We'll see rapid developments in AI, of course, and how we communicate, mass media, devices, broader networking abilities. There's going to be a lot of good that comes out of this for sure. But discernment is going to be very key because of the influence of AI. We're going to have to be very discerning in the communications that we're receiving. What are we reading online? What are we believing? And I feel like the Uranus and Taurus transit was preparing us for this. Of course, I feel like that happens for any planet. Whatever it's cycling through, it's preparing us for the next one. Whether or not hopefully we've learned those lessons and then we can safely step into the new that's coming in. Um, we're breaking free from thought forms that have been rigid. More of us will be thinking for ourselves instead of following the old narrative of how to be in this world. It's also, I've got in quotation here, stepping out of conformity. That's one thing. And it's also a time to let your freak flag fly. And I love that. So, just wanted to make sure that I'm not skipping over anything else. We are not. So that's kind of where we're going to be for the next 7 years. I feel like it's just summing it all up is about finding our voice, speaking up for what we deserve and what we want and what we will settle for and what we won't. I mean, I know we've been already moving through parts of that. Um, I feel when was it? I should probably look this up, but I'm just going to wing it here. Sometime last summer, June, July, August. I'm wondering if that's when Uranus was retrograde. And we had a bit of I feel like I want to say, because it's been coming up in private readings for me, that time frame has been, it's like it gave us a glimpse, a small glimpse of what this Uranus and Gemini cycle is going to be. So I haven't researched where Uranus was then, and I'm not going to be frank with you, because I don't want to. I'm just, um, that's where I am today. So, but yeah, there's something about June, July last year, whatever we were cycling through, it was a glimpse as to maybe what this cycle is going to be like for us, or maybe the lessons that are going to be coming up or clearing during this cycle. So it's gonna hit differently for everyone, but that's where we're at. That's where we're at. So, what was the Uranus and Taurus transit like for you? You know, where did it hit your security? You know, for some it's going to hit the pocketbook. For others, you know, the relationship you have with money. Um, for others, it would have been where you feel safe in relationship with others and with yourself and with your higher power, you know. So, or all of the above. Check all the boxes, you know. Um, I don't know, you know, whatever the last 7 years has been bringing up for you and clearing for you. I do want to say, just because this Uranus has made this transit and is now in the Gemini air energy, the fast forward movement energy, Spirit's saying we need to take back that word that term fast forward. It is forward movement, yes, but for some it's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride. And that's where I was going with this. Just because Uranus has transited, changed signs, doesn't mean that timeline has changed completely for us. For some of you, I'm going to put myself there as well. For some of us, we could still be cleaning up um, our self-worth or whatever security issues or whatever that your Uranus. Oh my God, the Uranus in Taurus. I'm sorry. Oh my God, that's funny. Whatever that was bringing up for you, and whatever it's been really bringing to the surface for the last 2 months, as it was nearing and sitting in that critical 29th degree, you're probably still going to sit in that for at least a few more weeks. Okay, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. It's gonna play out different for everyone for sure. But I just want to make that note, that just because the planet has changed signs doesn't mean we're gonna automatically see the change, right? Some of you will. Beautiful, great. But I'm going to say for the majority of us, we're still playing in the old energy. Okay. I'm feeling this really feisty energy coming over me all of a sudden since I've sat down. Yeah, Uranus is a disruptor. It is feisty. It can be feisty. It can be like, okay, enough of this shit. Enough of it. We're changing it. I'm taking the cards that came out. I love this because this was coming up for me earlier, grace and gratitude. I was seeing this card in my mind's eye, and I kept hearing that I was meant to bring a message through for the collective today about giving ourselves grace. Let yourselves off the hook for things. Uh, give yourself rest when you need it. No apologies needed. Just be gentle with yourself. It says through gratitude, joy expands, you know, and that could be for some just sitting in gratitude, in loving gratitude for what you have, instead of, you know, especially if Uranus and Taurus was touching your sense of security, where your finances are. for the last few months, hand raised over here. And, just instead of looking at it as, okay, there isn't enough, there is always enough. I've preached that before. There, you can always make more pie, you know. There's always a way, and trusting the universe, but being gentle with ourselves as we go through that process. We have the rainbow blessings. Spirit saying, I'm taking this one first, though, is discovering truths. You stand in the light of truth. We have been shown who we are. We've been shown our resilience over the last 7 years. We have been shown, like I've mentioned before, that which we've been agreeing to that doesn't fit us anymore. We're definitely seeing that truth. And like I said, that 29th degree, the last couple months for us, it could have just been bringing things, like the truth has just been so hard to not see. We can't unsee it. We've got to sit in that, right? Gemini is an air sign. It's the mind, it's the communication, how we talk to ourselves, how we talk about ourselves, how we talk about others. What are we telling ourselves? I feel like this is what's got to come online first. It's got to settle, it's got to anchor in before we can fully see a lot of forward movement. Taking the lessons from the Taurus energy and moving it forward with the Gemini energy. And we've got rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life. And again, we can always make more pie. So yes, the rainbow. We've been through a very, it's not a word, I'm making it up, dismantlative. Just write that down. Oh my gosh. Anyone keep a score of Mary Jo's dictionary? Add that one to it. Dismantlative. What's been disrupted and torn asunder over the last 7 years, we are coming out on the other side. We are going to be able to have that big exhale. In fact, let's just do it now. Just take a deep breath in through the nose. And when you exhale, sigh it out. Allow yourself to fully release everything that you're holding on to. Remember, we're changing who we are, our identity. We've been through the year of the snake in that 7-year cycle with Uranus and Taurus. How brilliant was that, right? We have been asked to release. Yes, we are in unknown territory right now. There is no way that wow. And the voyage of the heart, this is all what they're saying, taken. Voyage of the heart. We have to feel our way through this. Trusting the process. We've not been here before. Okay? We've not been here before. We've not experienced Uranus in Gemini before. In our lifetimes. What's it take? It takes 84 years for Uranus to go around the zodiac signs. We've never experienced this. We never experienced Uranus and Taurus. The majority of us, some of you who well, no. Yeah. Depends on how old you live, I guess. How old you are at this moment, but it's just like we don't know who we are yet, walking in this new energy. We've discovered a lot of our truths, our inner truths, and what we want to have is our true experience, but we've not had the opportunity to walk the path yet until now. So getting into the heart space, trusting that you are exactly where you're meant to be. That card says you are exactly where you need to be. And love love flows through you and to you. But then I just felt like this was like you feeling our way along the path, trusting our instincts, trusting our guides, trusting the universe is just, it's like total surrender. But right now, it's just giving ourselves grace. We've been through shit, right? And getting really emotional. We've not ever been through this before. Our bodies, Taurus was an earth sign, affected our what keeps us safe, how we feel safe. But we got to remember, we've got to feel safe within our own bodies first and foremost, right? The physical vessel has been really taking a hit lately. Boy, the words coming out of me, coming through me, are turning right back around, and they're aiming right at me. So I'm being triggered as I'm channeling these messages for you, because I'm right here. I've dealt with a lot the last year alone, and it's a year and a half, and it's been hard. It's been hard. We've got the Knight of Wands coming out. Hang on, I can't see. The Hangman. I keep hearing, give yourself grace over and over and over again. Eight of Swords. It's not done. There's more for us to see. But the energies, the collective energies, I mean, we've got the planets in Aries for sure. 7 things going on there, different energies at play, different ideals, intensities. It's just, I'm being shown. It's very right on for me. Let me know if it is for you, but I'm being shown the point of view of being that silver ball in a pinball machine, being bumped into things and having things bump into you and bouncing off of everything, and until you finally make it home. We are on the home stretch, it feels like, whatever that means for any of us. But yeah, it's you know, we've discovered a lot of our truths. We've so many of us have been flipped on our heads, quite literally. Like it feels like whiplash. Has felt like whiplash. I just had to take a moment. Got overwhelmed with emotion. Oh, it's still there. I don't know what's going on in the astrology today as I record this. I don't have anything. I'm sure there's something, but I don't have anything major written down on my calendar. But really just suddenly got emotional. And yeah, this has been a very overwhelming cycle for all of us. And if you look back and you're thinking, well, it wasn't that bad, but then you go back to I'm going to say go back to 2017 when this started landing. Late summer, early fall for some, for most. I'm just wondering if that's when Uranus was in a retrograde phase, and at that time too, because the dismantling began, and it's been a really long cycle. It hit us where it mattered the most: our safety, our security. Now, with it being in Gemini, what are we telling ourselves? Are we still telling ourselves that we have to stay that in a an experience or a situation that feels uncomfortable, that feels that that feels like we can't move, where it feels like we can't grow? I'm hearing a big hell no from this Knight of Wands. It's time to move. It's time to move out of complacency. It's time to move. Let's get some more energy here. Wow. I don't know if that showed on camera, but it just flew right out of my deck. 2 cards. Flew out of my deck and flipped. Queen of Swords and the Moon. We are certainly using our discernment. It's going to be very important now as we move through the next 7 years, is to use our discernment, because there's going to be a lot of illusion. There's going to be a lot of communication things on the, I'd say, internet, socials, things like that, especially with AI, that's going to be used to induce fear. So you're going to have to be really on it, really tapped in, tuned in, turned on to your higher self, to your guides, to your frequency, because we are meant to cut out the fear. We are meant to see through the illusion, discovering a lot of truth. We've had a lot of truth being discovered in the last 6 years alone. So yes, so there it is. In that Uranus and Taurus transit, look at what we've had going on individually, personally, and then you add on to what's going on in the world. Disclosure, AI coming online. The only AI that I really enjoy is those silly little Instagram animals dancing that look like me when I wake up in the morning, with a cup of coffee. I send those to my daughter just for comic relief, because I mean she works in a school, and so she's got a lot of kids to deal with, just to lighten the mode. But other than that, I mean, if something uh, doesn't feel right, I know it. I pay attention to it, using the discernment, being very clear. How are you communicating with yourself too? Remember, fear is just false evidence appearing real. Tripping over my words today. So I feel like the next 7 years is going to be very key in how we speak to ourselves, about ourselves, what we're believing in. If we've discovered some truth in the last 7 year cycle about ourselves or about the world that we live in, making sure that we continue to speak the truth of that into our experience, stand very strong, very firm in the truth that we know for ourselves. And it's my truth isn't going to be your truth, and vice versa. But being okay and accepting that that's okay. I mean, it doesn't mean that we can't still communicate. It just means that everyone has their own truth. And I feel like that, where we've been as a collective with that division of you know let's just take racism. That's a thing that gets right under my skin, uh, because I believe we're all one. And it's like, I don't know why that's coming up right now, but maybe some of you will be standing up for and advocating for those who are targeted and bullied due to their skin color or their heritage. I don't know. I don't. That just kind of, for whatever reason, that needed to come out. But yeah, seeing through the illusions, seeing a lot of truth. And again, I gotta get. I know I'm repeating myself, but we've got to let that truth really sink in, especially if it's truth about our own self. It takes some time to sink in, right? Look at this. I got 5 of Cups and 5 of Pentacles, 5 of Discs coming out at the same time. So big changes. Um, Changing the whole timeline, going from this energy, walking out of it, where we're always we're repeating past patterns and past emotions and past, I'm hearing personalities. That's interesting. Uh, Past beliefs where there's not enough, and we got rainbow blessings coming in. There's always enough. Things always shift. Things are always changing. This is about walking away from the past energy that no longer serves us, where we felt secure, where we felt safe. um, you make that now. You decide what makes you safe and where you feel safe. I'm being shown uh, uh, there is I came across it months ago. I'm sure there's more than one, but this one particular um, YouTube meditation video about feeling safe in the body. I almost want to say that it might be a light language, because I'm a big, huge light language uh, listener person. I resonate with that very strongly. Um, but for so someone in if you can't find something that fits you, contact me, and I'll send that uh, to you. uh, I'm sure I've saved it on one of my playlists for sure. But about feeling safe in the body, uh, it definitely helps with how you travel this path that you're on. But walking away from old disappointments, old mindsets about what was disappointing, seeing the truth behind it. It's like we're like eliminating even the disappointment. That's interesting. I like that. Seeing it for what it really was, instead of identifying it as using that word disappointment as an identifier for a situation. You get what I mean? I'm sure you do. You're very smart people out there. Three of Swords. Oof, oof. But I like this one though. It's like, look at the shards breaking up. It's like the heart was iced, and now it's waking up. It's starting to glow. Even those swords are even glowing. We have been pierced for sure by a lot of truth. Some of it didn't feel so great in the beginning, but that heart is healing. It's shaking off the glass. It's shaking off the frozen, the ice, whatever it is that was around it, that was keeping it from being alive. Now Uranus in Gemini is going to wake us up, wake our hearts up, because again, like I said before, I've been saying this for months, and so is Sadie from Yin Reiki Light, but we are meant to feel our way through this journey. We're not meant to think our way through it. Logic and analyzation. We're not meant to use solely that form of um, transportation. Okay, I'm going to say it. That's the way it's coming through. Now the transport is through the heart space, and this heart, the heart of of humanity is waking up. The heart of Gaia is waking up. I would not be surprised. Ooh, I just got chills all the way down my body, right down to my toes, my big toes, especially, like right down. I would not be surprised if there's some activity, seismic activity on the Glastonbury tour, on the tour. It's the heart chakra of the earth. It's a very sacred site, and I would not be surprised. I've got to make a note of that. Um, Seismic, how do you spell seismic? Seismic activity. I don't know when, maybe it's this next 7 years, within the next 7 years, but the heart of Gaia is waking up because the heart of humanity is waking up. It's coming out of a deep freeze. I like that. Coming out of a deep freeze. Hold please, I gotta write all this stuff. I had to write it down. All right. Let's get some more cards here. What else for the collective here? I mean, I feel like the spirit has got me leaning into this Uranus transit. Perhaps this is what the energy is presenting this week as we shift gears from earth to air energy. Hermit, taking our lessons and moving forward, sharing them with others. And the Ten of Swords. Oof. Well, let's take a look at that. Yeah, the time for complacency is done. Now it's time. Ooh, just got chills down my legs again. Now it's time for forward movement. And how do we get there? We get there through our discernment and through the heart space, right? Feeling our way through it, moving our way through it. It's not like this time is actually, it's going to require more, I don't want to say effort. We've already put in the effort. It's going to require more, we can't just sit back and wait for the universe to shift whatever's going to shift for us, whatever we want shifted or need shifted. Now there's more. We've gained the wisdom, we've gained we've remembered who we are. We've gone through the multiple dark nights of the soul, and here it is. It's right underneath. This is how these sit, right in the center of my table here. Hanged Man, the Moon, and the Hermit, 3 major arcanas. This is the present energy. We're waking up from the illusions. We're facing our fears. We're taking what we've learned from the last 7 years, and now it's time to utilize it to move forward. So what's ending, I will clarify the Ten of Swords, but what's ending is this complacency where, so just for an example, just since the last couple days, your mindset could have dipped back into an old mindset of lack or disappointment or sadness, or but remember, we've got to grieve the version of us that was in the Uranus and Taurus energy, right? Because now there's a new version of us that we've never experienced before as Uranus moves into Gemini. As we experience as a collective 7 planets in Aries, 7 conversations going on. It's like everyone's trying to talk at once in Aries, but we've got to slow down. It's not about stopping. It's just taking the time to feel everything. The moon is about deep feeling, right? Feeling the depths of things. That's where we find the truth. I don't want to get off track here. So what is ending is where I feel like right now we may be clearing up some of those old mindsets. You could be thinking to yourself, well, I was doing so good. And then now all of a sudden my mind is like right back at that old fear of security or self-worth or whatever that was for you the last 7 years. Whatever got poked, whatever bear got poked within you may be showing itself again right now during this week. I have a feeling, I'd be surprised if it doesn't come up, but I have a feeling, because I've been talking about it in all my other videos, the zodiac videos for April, every zodiac had a very similar theme to it. About ready to take action, striking that match, changing. Well, we've been saying we're ready for a change. I feel like maybe this is the week where we're going to be asked, are you really? Are you 100% sure that you're ready for this new version of yourself? And if there's anything that's not ready, the lack mentality, the disappointment in how things have progressed in your life thus far, I can't change this, there's nothing I can do, I'm trapped in this, the mindset, if that's still floating around, it's gonna come up, because it has to. It's got to come up to have its final say. It's got to come up so it can be burned away, so it can be seen with discernment, so it can be felt with clarity. Ooh, I like that. There's something about this Ten of Swords, how these swords are glowing. And we've got the medical ship here, the galactic, what is that? Shoot. What is that? Oh my gosh, the Red Cross. Duh. Oh my God. I know you're laughing with me. I know it. Go ahead, please do. But we've got the Galactic Red Cross coming in, and they're lighting up. That's what's lighting up this remembrance of who you are, is lighting up these swords. What happens is it heals wherever these swords have pierced you, right? So there's healing going on here. And for many, I saw this over the weekend with the readings I've done. There's endings that are happening, that some of you may still be wondering why it's got to end. Well, the truth of it is because you're going through a healing process, and you're no longer in the vibration that holds that situation or that relationship or that job up anymore. You've elevated. It doesn't resonate anymore. It can't go forward anymore, whether it's a mindset, a situation, or partnership, whatever. Now it's time to move forward. I would be surprised if the Ace of Wands does not come out. We're moving forward. Yes, the Chariot. We're moving forward. We're balanced. We're just getting started. You see how they're like, these paws are back. It's like just starting to get up, to get going, right? I feel like right now we're gaining our strength. We're in the transition of the earth energy, which is, it's steady, it's grounded. And then the air energy it moves, it shifts, it pierces, it's got direction. but we've got to direct it. We with our energy right now. So many of you may be so exhausted and having a lot of physical things come up, um, energetically as well. Just but there's a purpose that spirit is bringing things up so we can rest and take care of ourselves, give ourselves grace, because once these cats are up and going, she's off and running. She's going to be going quickly, but much stronger. So after this week, I feel like this week's energy that we're as we settle into this new Gemini air energy. It's gonna be a lot in the head, a lot in the mind, a lot of like monkey chatter. Four of Wands. There comes the balance, the security, the foundation, setting a new foundation. We've been setting the new foundation throughout the last 7 years, where we said no, and no was a complete sentence, where we proved to ourselves that we didn't have to explain ourselves to anyone else, including us. That like I said, no is a complete sentence. We've been setting that foundation, and we get to move forward, and celebrate that. And I want to say, because I'm hearing it, that the universe is celebrating with us. Yeah, Three of Wands, moving forward, new journey. What you've been waiting for. This isn't about sitting around on the couch waiting and eating a bag of chips, waiting for the universe to hand you everything that you've wanted. Just because you feel you've done the work. We have done the work, but now it's like, okay, you put your money where your mouth is. Kind of an energy coming through is universe is asking you to take. In a moment, it's not like right now, because I feel like now we're being asked to just exhale, take that breath, and just make sure we're exhaling, and feeling it, feeling the shift, feeling through all of everything that's going on right now, because we're going to be asked to take some steps moving forward. Very interesting. JFK. So I've got wow, that's interesting too. Holy shit. I've got a vibe of Knights of the Round Table coming in. Wow. I don't know where that's coming from. Hi, what's up? Um, JFK. Wow. I don't know what that's for, but I'm gonna move on. So moving forward, yeah. Any other information? Wow. Yeah, it's gonna be fast. It's gonna feel intense. I feel like it does already. Yeah. So the Ace of Wands did not come out. I am a little surprised, but I've got 8 of them. We've got 8 of Wands coming out. We've got death. We're still going through that transformative, energy. It's hard when we've been so grounded in the earth energy for the last 7 years, and then now we're being asked to lighten, be lighter, and more. I don't know. I've got fluid, but that's not air energy. That's water energy. But still, I'm getting that word fluid. Not adaptive. I'm missing the word that. Anyway, for a few of you, there may be people transitioning, family members, parents, grandparents, friends, even transitioning off planet. We are going to have some major. Okay, this is just in some major more major people in the spotlights transitioning off planet. Okay. I typically don't get into that too much on my channel. Um, but that, just put a pin in that. And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. This is, I love this. Three of Pentacles, you know, we're being uh, gifted this beautiful opportunity to work with our own energies, work with others, and for some this is going to be, you know, collaboration with other groups of people, corporations even. I don't know why that's coming through, but it is. This is, things get smoother. It's like you don't have to juggle so much. This is about, you know, we take that working smarter, not harder, and put it to the test here, and we actually anchor it in. With these being pentacles, we anchor it in. I almost want to say that typically the Ace of Pentacles is the universe gifting us with something. I can see this as us gifting something to humanity. Your worth, your value, your time, your energy, your effort. But the effort's going to be more balanced. We're going to know as a collective and individually, rather, that, you know, I can only put so much in and then I've got to rest. You know, yeah, definitely doing things smarter. And because of that, then the abundance grows, the blessings grow, you know, whether that's financially or just, you know, better health, better mental health. You know, I wrote down here, from self-worth to mental wealth. That's what the transit with Uranus into Gemini from Taurus was saying to me. So there is a, you know, getting more for your you know, giving you, you'll receive more because you're listening more to your body, you're listening more to, you know, your soul, and giving yourself grace when you need it, discerning the truth. And this doesn't have to be hard. We made it hard on ourselves because we never experienced this energy before, right? Empress, yeah. Divine Feminine has been through, and the Eight of Pentacles, Divine Feminine has been through, she's had to work her way up to the Empress. She's had to work her way up to the Empress. I want to say, for some of us Divine Feminines, male or female, just an energy, we've had to, there's a King of Pentacles, and then the Six of Swords coming out after that. We've got the Queen of Cups. So I do see this, you know, because we do, there's the Ace of Swords. Yes, what I was going to say is going to be true, is that, you know, we have had the rise of the Divine Feminine over the years, and then the Divine Masculine, now the Divine Feminine. You know, we've kind of gone, you know, each year kind of has more potency for each one or the other. At certain times, and this time I've been talking about the rise of the feminine quite intently over the last couple months, and this is where the self-worth really truly anchors in. And the Divine Feminine knows her heart more, follows her heart more, is very discerning, and feels her way through the process that she's moving through. I don't have, I got this deck on the table, and let's get a final message here. So take however this hits for you. It certainly feels like a heart chakra awakening, which it's needed to, and we've had this going on for a while, but many of you may be feeling it right now. I mean, you just saw me earlier with the wave of energy, of emotions coming over me, that I haven't taken the time to even think about. I mean, I've had a very busy weekend, and I haven't had the opportunity until now to sit and really feel what this shift is saying to me. And it's been overwhelming, and it can still be a little overwhelming moving forward right now, but it's all in how you speak about it to yourself. um, Even if you have to say it's okay for it to be overwhelming, but I know this is the truth, right? About whatever this is, But rest when you can. Remember to exhale. Oh, where'd you go? The altar priestess, preparation, prayer, and sacred ritual. Oh, yeah, let's see if we can. Oh, got my tree on. That's why. There's that card. Let me read that. She feels like a magician energy because she's at the altar. She's got all her tools that she needs, and at her disposal. She's using her energy, really directing her energy toward that star, so toward a wish, fulfillment. 39. Look at that. That was easy. Right next to it. So it came in the upright, so we'll read the ally stage or ally message. The stage is set and the world is waiting for you to take your place in sacred meditation and prayer. As your ally, the altar priestess brings the ritual of reverent interaction with the mundane world. You're being required now to see everything as sacred, all of life as a meditation, and every action as a prayer of devotion. Oh, I just got a ripple of right down my spine on that. I love that. When you're able to perceive the world in this way, your question will lead you to the appropriate answer. If all is sacred, how can anything be wrong? Ask how you can shift your consciousness to see your circumstances through the eyes of the divine, and you will realize how perfect and sacred everything is right now. I really liked that line there. All of life as a meditation, and every action as a prayer of devotion. Anything else? I feel like I got one more. Yep, there it is. Thank you. Sisters of the Seasons, cycles of growth, natural law, and divine order. Again, I just feel like this is just saying, we're right where we're supposed to be. Everything is, we have that understanding and that knowledge now, that and the remembrance that everything has its place, and it is a very sacred path that we're walking, a journey that we're on. Let me see if this has anything. When the sisters of the seasons meet, let's just do this. On your path, they remind you that everything has a natural rhythm that obeys the higher law. Just as the seasons magically pass, be reminded that the nature of birth, growth, harvest, and decay cannot be altered. So if you keep on your path with determination and discernment, there's that word again, allowing for the natural course of events to unfold, success is assured. Divine appropriate timing is guiding your desires into perfect manifest form. This is a very good period to start new things as you've moved out of winter, which we typically or literally have. It's spring here in the northern hemisphere, into the beginning of spring. That's a thawing of the heart. That's what I'm feeling with that Three of Swords. Continue this with patience and be aware of the rhythms of of your opportunities. There will be periods when things slow down and begin anew, move into fruition, and then slow down again in a never-ending natural flow. Oh, I got that. Okay. So the cycle that we're in now is maybe where things slow down before things pick up again. Or you might be on the other end of that, or the flip-flop of that. Be mindful of which sister greets you, for she points directly at the next. Every moment counts now. A never-ending natural flow. And it's right on top of the moon card, which is the cycles of the moon. So wherever you find yourself, just know that you are moving through a cycle, and you've been prepared for it. May not feel like you have, but you have been prepared for it in one way or another, because the zodiac changes, the planetary shifts, solar flares, everything is here to assist with everything like that. So, um, yeah, this week, just feel your way through anything that may be coming up, health issues, mental monkey minds again, old mindsets, old beliefs. Um, they're not beliefs anymore, but they're just there's a shadow of it coming up, just to like a speck of dust coming up, just to remind you that it was there. Well, we've been used to it being there, but now we're changing, we're doing the work, we're asking it to leave. I just saw 5656 on the timer, so I don't know if that resonates for anybody. Oh my gosh, 1111. 6 plus 5 plus 6 is 11. 1111. That's interesting how they've been showing me the sequence of 1111 in different number forms. 38, 38, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, that's the one. Um, uh, so yeah, that you might be experiencing that. So the signs are showing you that you are right where you need to be. So have no fear. Try not, do your best not to worry. You've been through that process before, and you've risen above it, and you've shifted your mindset. Um, you know, just for an example, for those who don't know, I went from years and years and years. I started smoking very young, but every time I quit, it was always I'm going to try to quit smoking. Try, and I shifted this time into the word I decide, and I had a mantra. I decide to step into the version of myself that is a non-smoker, and that's what's done it. There's been no repercussions from not having the cigarettes. So if that's something you've been doing, is shifting how you speak, um, and what you speak into manifest, and then all of a sudden you're that's gone, or it seems to be gone, and you're back to the old way of doing things. Don't worry about that. Just step back and look at it, and feel it, and say thank you, bye. Thanks, bye. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. But eventually, I feel like by end of June, because we've got Cancer here twice on the table, I feel like by the end of June, things are definitely going to be on the more upward swing of this Uranus Gemini energy. It is going to go very quickly for many of us, but right now there's the cleanup stage right now of, especially when we went through the year of the snake, the shedding of the identities. Uranus was right there too. We identified with things that didn't keep us safe, because we told ourselves it actually did keep us safe. So we're shifting out of that. We've been shifting out of that, and now we're being asked to really stand in our power in that version of ourselves that no longer believes or needs to believe that that situation was safe and secure for us. So you see what I'm saying? So just, I know we haven't been here before, at least not in this lifetime, not in this incarnation, but we know exactly how to maneuver it if we just trust ourselves. All right, trust our hearts. I'm gonna leave it there. Gonna do some of this giving myself grace business. I love you. Take care, and we'll see you next time.